Welcome to Rampage. Now, there's some things I got to say first. This is a combination of a Rampage review and a prediction. I'm doing the predictions after Rampage, and I'm not going to make this very long. In fact, this might not be very long at all. But there's some things I need to say before I get started with the review and the prediction for Bound for Glory. I've been thinking about this because this weekend, I will see if I choose to. Because I am considering looking at Bound for Glory. I changed my mind. I might actually see it at 10 to maybe about 2 in the morning. I think. I'm not sure. I am considering it. But after noticing that Bound for Glory is this Saturday and Sunday is NWA's By Any Means Necessary, I believe that's the show. That might be aired. So I'm thinking I would need to see Dynamite, Bound for Glory, and By Any Means Necessary. That's a little too much for me to do 3 shows in the same day. And at least 2 of them will easily be over 2 hours, easily maybe 3, if By Any Means Necessary is longer than like an hour. I think it's like 2 to 3 hours, 2 hours. So that's a little too much for me. So I am going to have to cut something out. So I've decided to cut out Dynamite. I will not be doing a review of it. I will see it when I get a chance. But I'm not reviewing Dynamite no matter what. That's a little too much. I probably will see Bound for Glory from 10 to maybe 2. And then the next day, I will probably be seeing NWA's By Any Means Necessary. I believe that's the name of it. And I think that's about 2 hours or more. So this is what you're going to get. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Let's get to this review and then the prediction. I'm going to make this very close. Very short. The show was okay. The tournament for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator Tournament started with Hobbs and Cassidy. Hobbs loses, where I don't understand why they went there. I think it would have been better if Hobbs had won. I'm sorry. I love Cassidy. I love Orange. He's Orange Cassidy. I do love him, but I don't believe he deserved this accolade. Don't believe it. It should have been better for Hobbs to go a little further than Cassidy. I understand why he's popular, but still I don't agree with it. Now, when it came to Brit Baker versus Andrade was the second best match of the night. Flat out, it was. It was damn good. In the end, there was no title. This was just a grudge match. Brit Baker won because of outside interference. But here's the problem. Simple and to the point. You have Conchi again. You got Andrade again. This time it was with Brit Baker. Soon, this Wednesday, Penelope Forbes is going to be shown again against Ruby Soho. Where are the other women of AEW? Where? I saw the stats that they're going to have for the TBS title tournament, and it was only 8 women, and they're all known. What about all the other women that's supposedly coming up that we don't see that are in Elevation or Dark? They could have made it 16 women, and it's only 8. 8, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's move on. The final match of the night, which was the match of the year. That's what's part of the title. That is Andrade Elios versus Pac. That was a damn good match. I don't agree with the ending because of Cody showing up, going after Malachi Black, because now Malachi Black went after Pac. But if you take away from their feud, going in with Andrade and with the Pac, that match was damn good. Flat out, that's the truth. It was good. Was this a good? No, I can't say it was good. Because they just showed the same women again. Conchi, Brit Baker, Hager, Rebel. They showed the same women. Where are the other women? Where? Where are the other women from When are you going to start showing more women from Elevation and Dark on Rampage? I'm just saying. Now, here's where the fun begins for you guys. as I've always said, I don't do predictions anymore because after what happened with WWE and how bad the booking was, it turned me off to predictions. But I was asked by one of my subscribers again, are you going to do a prediction of Bound for Glory? And I said, I will probably do a brief talk on Rampage. And he said, well, that's okay. He sounded a bit disappointed. And honestly, I don't like disappointing people. I'm the type of person that if I make a promise, I like to keep it. And I'm still not interested in doing many predictions. Once in a while, I may do it like this. But if I'm going to do a prediction, I better do a real one. So, here is my Rampage notes. If you heard that, it went to the garbage and actually did get it in. Prediction. From the beginning and end, what I think, what might happen at Bound for Glory, I don't know. These predictions are probably not going to happen. Let's be honest. I'm probably going to be wrong about more than half of them. But you want to know my thoughts on it? Here it is. The Bound for Glory 2021 predictions. I don't know if you guys are going to like this, but here it goes. Now, I'm going to start out of order. I'm not going to go in the order that was shown on the website and their card. Not doing it. But let's make this clear. Will this Bound for Glory be good? Over the last 5 or 6 years, they have done good Bound for Glories. It's just the booking going into Bound for Glory has been crap. I'm sorry. It has been. They never build their people up properly. Only maybe one they build, like it was with Tessa Blanchard. Every other feud has always been pretty lackluster, but they always had good matches. So here, you got some good matches. You got some story. This is what you're going to get. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, even though this was at the bottom of the page on the Impact Wrestling website, is the induction ceremony for Awesome Kong. Now, is this going to be special? Of course it is. It's Awesome Kong. Who doesn't love Awesome Kong? Of course I love Awesome Kong. Of course I do. But do I believe there's going to be something special? This is where it gets a little tricky. Because there's a good possibility nothing special will happen there. She will go there. She will speak her mind. She will get, I don't know if she'll get a ring. Maybe she'll get a ring. Because the last time for anybody else, they usually get a pocket watch. Usually the guys. The women, I don't know what they would give. Like Gail Kim never really got anything generally. Nothing really substantial. So when it comes to Awesome Kong, I do believe they'll give her something very substantial. It could be a ring like a Ric Flair. It could be a necklace. I think they need to give her something. Or a plaque. They must give her something. If they don't and she's just there, I think will be a waste of time. Yes, she'll get something in the back. But it should be something the fans should see. Now, what I hope for. I'm hoping Awesome Kong will come in loose clothes. Because I'm hoping they will bring someone out to job for her. Because what would be the most special thing for an Awesome Kong? Not just to get the recognition she deserves from the Impact crowd. It is to beat the crap out of somebody. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I wish for. And do I believe that will happen? No. But what would I like it to happen? Yes. I would like her to whoop the ass of somebody. Simple, directly. I don't know who would be perfect for that role. I just don't know who. It could be someone you would not expect. Maybe Kimberly could come out and mess with a Awesome Kong. And maybe Su Yung as well. Because they're not going to be in the Digital Media Championship 6-way title match. Well, no, 6-way match. So, seeing a Kimberly come out and job for a Awesome Kong where she just gives her a damn backhand, beats the crap out of her, give her a backhand, and she's laid out. And the Awesome Kong is happy because she got an accolade, maybe, and I think she should get a plaque or a ring, and she whoops the ass of somebody in front of everyone, and they will cheer their asses for Awesome Kong. Or Kong. That is what I would like to see. Doesn't mean it's going to happen? I don't think so. Now, the match that's interesting to me, one of the matches that's interesting will be Violence by Design versus the Heath, with the possibility of Rhino being there. Now, there are two possibilities here. Two that I think might happen, but it's only going to probably be one. The one I think that will probably happen is that when the match begins, Rhino will not be there, Heath will be by himself, and he will have to face everyone from Violence by Design. Possibly, maybe about halfway through the match, Rhino will come out. He will stand outside. He will not join Heath. He will not be at the turnbuckle to do the tag. He will just be watching. But eventually, something will happen that will make Rhino finally get up onto the apron and then tag in to fight with Heath. And then, not saying they'll win. There's a very good possibility they will not win. But if they do win, it will be a good feel-good moment, and Heath and Rhino will be together. What I would think could be a really good twist, a very good twist, would be almost the same scenario. Almost. But when it came down to it, halfway through the match, Rhino basically comes in to the arena. He is standing there. And when they're waiting for him to come into the ring, he does. He comes into the ring. Violence by Design expects him to attack Heath. No. He attacks Violence by Design. But then when Heath is so happy because he managed to fight him off, he pats him on the shoulder, he hugs him, he raises the Rhino's hand, and then Rhino wipes his ass out. But he doesn't join Violence by Design. No. What he does, he wipes out Heath. Or if you want to reverse it, he wipes Heath out in the very beginning. Violence by Design expects him to join them, and then he attacks them, and they were not expecting it, and he stands over everyone. He gets a chair or a kendo stick, he attacks everybody, and he wipes out everyone, and the man-beast is on his own. He's not in Heath's corner, and he's not in Violence by Design's corner. He is in his own corner as an ECW original. That's why I think that might be a very interesting twist. Not saying that he's an ECW original, but just that he's not going to be on anyone's corner. He belongs to himself. That's a possibility, but I do believe that he will join Heath. They will beat Violence by Design, and they will have a good feel-good moment together. Now, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. Now, I don't know who's in it, other than, and I didn't check, and that's Morrissey, and that is Sabin. Sabin is number 1, Morrissey is number 20. I don't know who's in between. I don't know. But here's where it gets interesting. Who should win that match? Sabin. Sabin should win the match. Because, simply put, I don't think Morrissey is ready. Because of how the booking of Impact Wrestling has been. Now, I'm not against Morrissey. I like Morrissey. He's been destructive. Admittedly, he's kind of wishy-washy on the mic. He just is. He's not a great talker. He never was. That's why when it came to Big Kaz and Enzo Amore, Enzo had to talk to him, had to talk for him, had to make him look good, because that's the truth. Morrissey's just not a good talker. He needs a mouthpiece. He doesn't have one. I kind of wish he did. But I do believe Sabin will probably be the one who's going to win the match. That's the way it looks. And he will probably go for either the X Division or the main title. I don't think he's going for the main title. I think he'll go for the X Division. Call Your Shot Gauntlet. I do believe that's what it's going to come down to. He's going for the X Division. I'm not saying that he should. I'm just thinking that's what he's going to do. Now, the Fatal 6-Way for the Digital Media Championship. Now, you got... this is where it gets very interesting. But then, it scares me. They've tried a few times to get a mid-card title going, like the the television title or the grand championship, and it never really went anywhere. So now they got a digital media championship that's supposed to be a mid-card title. And we're going to have Madison Rayne, we're going to have Crazy Steve, we're going to have Chelsea Green, we're going to have Fallah Bob, we're going to have the Tennille Dashwood, and we're going to have Jordynne Grace. All of them will probably be in the ring at the same time. All of them will be facing one another to see if they can get that damn title. Now, who should win it? I believe there's only one that can win it. That makes any sense. And that's Tennille Dashwood. They have done practically nothing with her until you had her working with Madison Rayne. And to be honest, the only reason I think that she should win with that would be because of the next match I'm about to talk about. And that is the Knockouts Tag Team Championship of Decay versus the Inspiration of now Jessie McKay and Cassie Lee. She's not called Jessica. She's now called Jessie. You guys know how I feel. I am not happy that the Inspiration's getting this title shot. They're painted into a corner. It don't make a difference what you guys think. Let's be honest here. You just painted two female tag team wrestlers into a damn corner on a signature pay-per-view on their first debut night. It is wrong. They should have been allowed to just have a simple match or just to come out and introduce themselves, and that should have been it. No, you made them have this match, or they wanted it, and if they did, they're so fucking stupid. This is bad booking. Complete bad booking. There's only two ways this can go, guys. Two ways. Two. One, they win by either any means necessary. That means they had to cheat to win. And that kind of goes along with Tennille Dashwood becoming now the digital media champion and her working with her Australian sisters. That is the only reason I think that she's going to win that title, and that is Tennille Dashwood. For the Inspiration of Cassie and Jessie, this is the only reason they can win it, because now the Aussies will get get titles. The other way, counting on if Tennille Dashwood wins the Digital Media Championship. She could still win it, but I think if they don't win it, I don't think she'll win it. They lose, but because of outside interference. Because of some type of thing that interfered with them having a match, and they can try and use that as a story to say we could have won if there was no outside interference. Something screwed up us, so we never got a chance to really get a fair shot. That is the only way I see they're going to get something. Maybe a count out because they got screwed over because of maybe Black Tyru or Crazy Steve. That is the only way it could be. Maybe Su Yung will come in. Maybe Kimberly and Bardot. Brandy Bardot. No, Lorray. Sorry. I'm getting Scarlett Bardot and Brandy Lorray mixed up. Sorry. That's the only way I can see them getting screwed over. And then having the story going into regular Impact that they got screwed, they want a rematch, and they didn't lose because someone screwed with them. And that's the way I think it is. Either they got screwed with, or Su Yung screwed with DK, and now DK's going to have a feud with them, and that's the only way to protect the Inspiration. Honestly, either way sucks. It does. Because if the Inspiration wins, they better book them correctly as the Knockouts Tag Champions with a Tennille Dashwood, because it's the only way it's going to make sense. They got to book all three of those women together. Because if they book them separately, like the Influence by themselves from the Inspiration, it makes no damn sense. They got to be combined. And to be honest, the Inspiration does not need the Influence. The Influence will break up. Tennille Dashwood will work with the Inspiration. It makes the most perfect sense. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Now, the Knockouts Championship title match of Mickie James and of... I don't know where Dana Purrazzo and Mickie James is going to go. I don't know who's going to win. Honestly, I don't know. And this really comes down to one thing for me personally. Is Mickie James having a dual contract? In other words, having a contract with Impact and having a contract with not AEW, but NWA. That is the only way, honestly, she'll win that title. Because if she doesn't have a dual contract, she's going by taping basis. She's paid for Bound for Glory, and maybe she'll do a couple of more tapings after that. So I don't see her winning the title if that's the way she is. If she's just brought in for Bound for Glory, doing a couple of shows, and she's getting paid for each show she's being taped at, I don't see her winning. At all. Maybe she'll still come back for a few more tapings after that, but I just don't see her winning. Now, if she has a contract with I don't know why I keep saying AEW, because I keep thinking she should have gone to AEW instead of Impact. I'm just being honest. They could have done more with people at AEW than Impact. But when you see it like this, she's an NWA exec. And if she does have a contract with Impact Wrestling, she'll win. Sorry about that, guys. My phone alarm went off. I forgot I said it. Anyway, if she's not a signed, contracted member of Impact, she ain't winning. If she is, there's a very good chance she will win. And then Deanna Purrazzo will finally have a more interesting challenger because she lost the title. Now she'll try and get it back. That's the way I feel. The next match, that will be for the X Division. How do I feel about this match? Guys, when it comes to Steve, this is hard. Because when it comes to Trey, El Phantasmo, and Steve Macklin, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. I think the reason I can't remember his name is because I just don't see him winning. It would be good if Steve Macklin won, but there's only one person that should win. One. Just one. And that is Trey. It's his time. I'm not a big Trey fan. I like Trey, I do. But the way he's been booked, I've never been a fan of him. Because when he had that feud with Austin and his mom and being mixed in with it, he should have won then. The championship. He should have won the X Division. He never did. So now he has a chance again at it. And he's the only one that makes sense. If he doesn't win this, he will never win the X. I'm going to say it again. Trey Miguel will never freaking win that damn title. Ever. Ever. Because he had a better opportunity last year in a hot feud with Ace Austin. When his mother was involved. When they broke up after that and he lost. And then he had a chance to go after the X Division after that. Before Ace had to drop it. And then that's it. I'm telling you now. If he does not win it at Bound for Glory, he will never win it. Because they don't believe in him. Flat out. Period. And if he ever does get it, it's out of pity. Because he was hot last year. And he may not be totally hot here, but it is now time to give it to him. And if he doesn't win it here, the next time, if he gets another shot and they give it to him, won't be because he's ready. It's because they screwed up and they realized they should have gave it to him earlier. I'm just saying. The triple threat tag match for the Impact Wrestling tag titles. Good Brothers versus Finjuice versus the club. The Bullet Club of Hikuleo and of Chris Bay. Who do I believe needs to win it? There's only one team there that does deserve to win it. Only one. Bullet Club, Hikuleo, and Chris Bay. You know why? because they've been spotlighted so damn much. I'm not saying they're perfect at it. Sorry. I'm still angry that Jay White never came back to officially say that Hikuleo, that El Fantasma, and the new leader of the branch of this Bullet Club is Chris Bay. He didn't say it on Impact TV. He didn't have all three of them there, and he needed to say in their presence with fans and the camera, I am the current leader of the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I am the one who makes the decision for a branch of the Bullet Club. These men here, they're in this branch. You see this one here. Do you see him? Do you see the finesser? I still say this is criminal. The finesser of Chris Bay is the leader of it. I trust him with this branch. He has now been endorsed by me. Get ready to be dominated. That is what should have happened. That is how you put someone over. But they didn't do it. They just said, oh, the Bullet Club is now here. Oh, Chris Bay is now part of the Bullet Club. And they didn't do it at Slammiversary of him being part of the Bullet Club. No, he was already a part of the Bullet Club. He should have had that signature moment at Slammiversary with Jay White there saying, you are now part of the Bullet Club. It should have been done there. Even if it had to be on a pre-recording. It should have happened. And it didn't. So now you got the Bullet Club in Impact Wrestling. They need the titles. They want to show what New Japan Pro Wrestling means. They're an extension of the Bullet Club from New Japan Pro Wrestling. They must win it to make it mean something. You're getting a New Japan Pro Wrestler coming next week. When is it? Miromaru. I believe that's his name. He's coming. It would be good if the Bullet Club won it. Not Finjuice, but the Bullet Club. I'm just saying. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything? I don't believe I'm forgetting anything. I believe I've said all that needs to be done. The Impact World Title match. Christian Cage versus Josh Alexander. This is a moment for Impact. Guys, this match is the most important match that Impact Wrestling is going to have going forward. This is highly important because they have gained nothing working with AEW, and they've gained nothing working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Unless they're paying them, their own stars. Well, I have to take that back when it comes to New Japan because I don't know if any of the New Japan Pro Wrestling, maybe Strong, has shown Impact wrestlers there. Maybe they have. But when it comes to AEW, they have not shown anyone over there and given exposure to Impact Wrestling other than Christian Cage, other than the Good Brothers, other than Kenny going back and forth and having that one match, well, two matches when it came to Moose, as well as Christian Cage. But you get my point. They need this to really go forward. The only person that makes sense, because they've gone through all of the roster, is Josh. I'm not saying Josh Alexander's the best option. He is their only freaking option. Impact Wrestling painted themselves into a freaking corner. If you don't believe they did, you need to rethink the last year and a half. Not the last year. The last year and a half. Actually go back a little further than that. Halfway into 2019, when you knew that when it came to Tessa Blanchard becoming the champion, she became champion at Bound for Glory. She went into 2020, especially during the pandemic, and they got fucked by her. And guess what else? They fucked themselves with bad booking. Multiple times. In 2019 and in 2020, they booked themselves into a corner multiple times and they screwed themselves. Then 2021, they allowed Kenny Omega to be a part of this situation. Now, what does this mean for Impact Wrestling? If Josh wins, What they need is for people from AEW to come in and face Josh. Flat out. They have to keep sending people over there to have him have fresh meat. Because pretty much, he's gone through almost everybody. Only for a few people he hasn't gone through. And he will go through them quickly. Once Bound for Glory is over and they hit December, if he doesn't go through Moose, he will go through Moose, he will go through Morrissey, he will go through Sabin, and he will go through Eddie Edwards whenever he comes back. That will be it. Unless you're going to start using X Division guys, which he's already gone through. Guys, the only chance they have is two. One, you let Josh Alexander go over to AEW along with several other members of Impact that are not the ones they normally will send to make the Forbidden Door really mean something. And if they don't do that, then let it go backwards. Let anyone from AEW come in to Impact Wrestling, face Josh, and get their asses handed to him. That is the only way this damn alliance they've had is going to make any sense. Because if they don't, this is stupid and bullshit. It's stupid and it's bullshit. Guys, if you don't see that AEW didn't give anything to Impact, either because they didn't want to, because of their network or their contracts, or Impact Wrestling themselves were so damn stupid not to let any of their stars end up on AEW TV, where they needed to be on another network to sponsor them, because no matter how much you may not want to hear it, Access TV doesn't have the reach in America. They want the American market. And I don't give a fuck if you think, why don't you ever want to admit that the international presence of Impact Wrestling is strong? Who gives a fuck about international presence when you want the American market? It makes no difference if they're known across 100 countries if their focus is in America and they get nowhere. If you don't get that, why do you care about Impact Wrestling? Because that's what they want. They want to be a dominant player back in America again. The only time they had it was on Spike, and that's gone. They need a presence. This is it. Unless they're going to finally break away this stupid partnership from AEW, which I don't think they will. This is it. Because if Josh doesn't win this, and Christian continues being champ, then you can kiss Impact Wrestling trying to make something better for themselves going forward into 2021, because it'll be the same old shit. Because look at the inspiration. Same old shit. You bring in people from another promotion and you do not book them properly, either because you think they're hot shit and they're going to think they're going to make it big, or they, being stupid, and I'm going to call them stupid, thinking they can politic themselves into a position where literally, they got no writing behind it. Because we know how Impact is. They don't always write properly. And they will make them look like shit. So when this is all said and done, they may get the coin, but they're going to look like idiots. This is what it could come down to. Now, I'm hoping I'm wrong, and everything will work out for Impact Wrestling. I am hoping this will work out, and they will book properly, going after Bound for Glory. But do I believe they will? No. They'll have to show me, like I've always said, watch and wait and see what's going to happen after Bound for Glory. The first month or two is going to tell you how they really care about the people they push. If they don't push them right after the first 2 months, they'll never be pushed right. But it's just me. And this is my prediction for Bound for Glory 2021. I'm sorry if you don't see any images for Rampage. You know I don't do it. This is what you get. I hope you'll enjoy this. I don't know if you're going to enjoy this. This is probably going to be hated. But have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.